All right, guys, I got an answer to my own question. So I've posed this question to you guys a few times over the last 4 or 5 days. And I'm talking about Kamaru Usman specifically, but as it pertained to Kamaru Usman versus Masvidal, we were given very limited information. All of a sudden, one day, this huge welterweight fight, champion versus champion, gonna headline International Fight Week, which historically, whoever headlines International Fight Week is handed the award of the biggest fight of the year. I mean, historically speaking, it's a very big deal. All of a sudden, it's just gone. And we never heard why. But after the fight was off, and I think we were just left to draw our own conclusion. Well, the date's not going to work out. International Fight Week isn't going to happen. Let's do it another time. But we weren't giving him information. But after it was pulled off, we were told that something else big was out there for Masvidal, which led at least my ears to hear, okay, Masvidal's fine, which means something happened to Kamaru. Probably an injury, maybe an illness, lack of training, but we were just left to guess. There was absolutely no indication given. And I've asked you guys a couple of times, guys, am I missing something? Is there something in the article and my eyes didn't pick up on it and connect with my brain? What's going on here? None of you guys knew either. Well, so I talked to Usman. Usman sends me a text message, saw your video, call me. Call him right away. He says, Chael, I will tell you, I don't have much more information than you. He said they were going to move the Masvidal date up earlier. I want to say he told me May. He might have told me April, but they're going to move it up earlier. Usman goes, all right, let's do the fight. And something happened on Masvidal's side. They couldn't bring the fight together. So all of a sudden he hears, the same as we heard, he hears, they're going to separate the fight. Something else is going to happen with Masvidal. He doesn't hear anything about himself. He says, look, I'm ready. He says, and here's the only message I can give you. If you're out talking about me to people, here's my only message. And feel free to call me on it. I am in shape. I am ready. He said, I weigh 186 pounds. I can make weight in 1 week anytime, and I will take on anybody with no argument. I mean, there wasn't much more said than that. The only other thing we talked about is nothing you guys would be interested in. I asked him how he's doing and how his family's doing. We socialized a little bit, but as far as that answer to the question, he said, no, I'm 100% healthy. And he said, I don't have information. I have not been told myself, directly or straight up, I will be defending my championship. I am under contract, and I will take on anybody. And he said, there's some great competitors out there right now. He mentioned Colby's name. He mentioned Tyron's name. He paid some guys some compliments. He threw in Leon. He said, man, there's some tough guys in this division. Some guys I still got to go through. So I think as we look at that, though, I'm not sure I have any more clarity. And I don't know that the media members that have spoken to Dana and asked him about this did a very good job with which would seem to me as the most basic follow-up question. It was the only question that I had. Now, I was a viewer, but the only question I had is, well, what happened? I drew a conclusion because history says when something like that happens, you've got two guys, fights off, but one guy's doing something else, that this guy must be hurt or sick, and it just wasn't what happened. So I will tell you, hopefully we get that fight back together. I mean, as much as we're hearing there's something else out there for Masvidal, we're not hearing what. It sounds as though they couldn't reach a date agreement. But that's a fight that we really want to see. And I'll speak for myself. I really want to see that fight. That fight makes a lot of sense. You got two champions in the same division. Got to put them together. But in addition to that, when something gets taken away, I want to see it even more.